is Anderson Hopson, better known as Andy Hopson, and we're at the Chateau Hotel in Bloomington, Illinois, where today I am being inducted into the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. We're here to celebrate an achievement that I had years ago when I played basketball in high school, in college, and overseas. This celebration is something that has taken a while to develop, but nevertheless is still exciting. It does give me a chance to reflect on what basketball meant to me in my life. For the most part, I can say that basketball educated me. It got me a scholarship where I got a degree, went on to business school, became an entrepreneur, and learned a few languages along the way because of basketball. So there are a lot of life lessons that I can take from this. I don't have a lot of time to talk about everything that it has done, since, as you can see, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, so there was a lot of life in between playing basketball and now. But anyway, I'm very grateful and thankful that I was given this opportunity to be inducted, to be recognized for something that I thought was a very, very important thing in my life. And I want to thank everybody who was responsible for getting me here. And those being responsible would be former teammates, family and friends, and people that I met along life's journey, because it all goes together.
My name is Clarence W. Hopson, and Anderson Hopson Sr. was my brother, and I'm next to him, and he's with the Lord. So Andy wanted me here today to stand in for his brother. So, but my brother was a basketball man. He was so crazy about basketball, kept one in the trunk of his car. Anywhere he find fellas playing basketball, he'd get out, and he liked to play the college kid because he had a leap over shot that nobody could stop. He said, "Ain't that pretty?" Now that's the kind of guy. And me and him followed Andy, not physically, but we followed every game that he played. And one thing I remember about the game, now I'm an old man, but one thing I remember about the game, that Andy broke Chambers' record for rebound. And then he broke his own record for rebound the next year. And he did a lot of more things that I can't remember now because my memory don't stay with me. But I tell you that, me and Anderson followed that game, Oklahoma State, long as he was there. And after he didn't get drafted, the pros didn't draft it, and we tried to get him to walk on. He said he had an education, he wasn't going to walk on. And now he had his own business. And he said he wasn't going to go walking on, and because he was the guy that jumped ball, and they didn't hire, pros didn't hire him for the pros, but he said he didn't need it, he had a good education. And now he got his own business in Indiana. He had always been, me and him has always been close because I have always kept up with him. His mother and I, the good friend, she wanted us to write a book together, but I couldn't ever get together with her. I got a book out called The Hand of the Law Was Upon Me. I'm a pastor. I pastored for 35 years, one church, built a beautiful church there at Broadview, Illinois. And that's where I go now, but I'm retired.
My name is Gerald Walker. I'm a former co-worker of Andy Hopson. He hired me back in 1990 at Continental Bank in Chicago. And actually, he's the one that started me to playing golf. And so we've been playing golf and hanging out for the last 30 years. I knew he was a basketball player. I didn't know he was this good. So I'm really proud of him, very impressed by this honor that he's receiving today. We go back and we just got all kind of episodes and stories about traveling and playing golf and hanging out and just enjoying each other. So I'm really glad that he's able to receive this honor. Just glad to be able to be a part of it.
you very much for this opportunity. My name is Maurice Brown. If I were in your position, the questions I would have are as follows. Why am I being interviewed? And why is it so important to me to go through this process? I'm being interviewed because I'm here representing my cousin's accomplishments, my cousin Andy Hopson's accomplishments in basketball. Let me be specific. We are sisters' children, and Andy is more like a brother to me than a cousin. So my being here represents the importance of families supporting each other, particularly as it relates to their accomplishments. In that I am Andy's cousin, I know the pride that he takes in being here, and that pride is well placed given his accomplishments. In fact, one of the things you need to know is it's so important for me to be here that my wife and I drove from San Diego to Chicago for this event. Just to say, well done, Andy Hopson, for all of those accomplishments.
Is Rady Kilpatrick, and I'm here today because my first cousin, Anderson Hopson Jr., is being inducted into the Illinois Basketball Hall of Fame. We're a very close family, and we all grew up together. It was Thanksgiving at their house and Christmas at our house. Oh, and FYI, I'm named after his mom. That's how close our families are. And so growing up, he was always my older cousin. He was always good to us. And I remember, too, going to his basketball games with my dad and his dad and the whole family. So we're a very supportive family, and we always supported him. And I am so glad that he has had such great success from playing basketball and also to have a career past basketball. So, cousin, congratulations. Love you much.
Okay. Yeah. Talk about basketball.
That's it. You know the game.
Well, let me tell you. For the motherfucker, the real story is me being here.
Yeah.
Basketball was a secondary thing. Let me explain myself. I didn't get my scholarship to Oklahoma State University because I played basketball. I played basketball and was decent, okay? But the actual scholarship I got because I went to a seminar in the summer between my junior and senior year and went there pretending like I was in college, you know, so they prepped me for what you were going to do when you get to college. You know, that was during the summertime. Went back after we were near our senior year, about 2 weeks before graduation. I went to a follow-up seminar to go over how did this seminar in the summer help you get through your senior year. Went there, this professor from Oklahoma State University, English professor, saw me in the hall, saw how tall I was, asked me if I played basketball, and said, oh, if you do, I'm gonna go tell the coaches down there because we need some good players at Oklahoma State University. 2 weeks later, they flew me there and gave me a scholarship without seeing me play. Not seeing me play. Let's go 40 years to today. I'm here not because of that playing basketball.
Right.
It was because I got educated through basketball, own my own business as an investigative service consultant for the banking industry.
Oh, okay.
Went on a job down in Mattoon, Illinois. Talked to an owner, didn't know he was a Hall of Fame member.
Wow.
Talked to him about basketball, what I did. He's the one that nominated me to get in the Hall of Fame. And what I did in basketball got me here in the Hall of Fame. Basketball, direct, everybody seeing me play basketball, it had nothing to do with nothing. Now, whose hand does that sound like?
Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just, and that's amazing how that wasn't even you said, hey, you was at the right place at the right time.
Being steadfast in what you do. That's what it's about.
Yeah. And that's what I'm learning more and more. Being steadfast. And then two, another thing that I'm learning, just making sure to have a sharp business acumen with people, and then also character judgment with people. When you're dealing with people, whether it's on the court, off the court, basketball, business, but just knowing the character of a person. And I know even though we see a person on the outward appearance, well, there's a lot that could be happening on the inside.
Sure.
So, you know, I know those people, you being in position, but at the same time, they also saw your character. They also saw you being a disciplined man. Also, externally, you're tall, you know, and that's what the need was.
But no, here's the deal. Sometimes you got to do what you're supposed to do as far as being well-rounded. I mean, I was out trying to get an education, learning how to be something other than an athlete. But because I did that, I got the opportunity to be an athlete at a different level.
Woo!
It's discovered by an English teacher in the
Right. That's not the norm.
Come on.
Yeah, that's not the norm. You know, wow. So how'd you feel when you got flown out there? When you got flown out there, when they picked you, they grabbed you and got you out?
Well, I sort of expected it because I'm gonna tell you something. Because this is where your faith come in. See, you gotta add something, the whole story. I didn't apply to any other colleges. I didn't get this until 1 week before graduation in high school. So I knew something was gonna happen.
But okay, that's what I want to speak on. That's what I was speaking on. You knew something was gonna happen though. You knew it.
I knew it.
Man. And you know what? That's that anticipation. I know, even with being here, coming out to Chicago, it's been a little over a year. You know something serious.
Right.
Huge, mega, big.
It's coming. It's opening up.
Man.
And that's how I felt then. And like I said, I didn't write I applied to any colleges, anything, because I knew the Lord would step in. Knew He would. And He did.
Man, I need them for the miracles and the blessings, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, they there. Just gotta look for 'em.
Yeah, that's good. Wow. That's great. That's man.
It. That's my story.
That's it. That's our stuff. Now I'm sticking to it.
There you go.
It's good. Render life.
Yeah. That's right.
My name's Donnie Brown, and I'm Andy's first cousin. Growing up with Andy was brief because we met first as toddlers, and during that time we were more competitive than friends. So Andy and I, we used to fight a lot. But in that fighting, we acquired a brotherhood that still exists to this day. Andy is a wonderful person, and it's just a privilege to be here to celebrate his accomplishments and acknowledge his goodness. We've had great times throughout the years, playing golf, of course partying, enjoying the journey of life, but most importantly, the friendship that I share with him is something that has literally taken me from the earliest memories of my life to today, and I am grateful to be his first cousin, and I love him very much. I'm here to salute his accomplishments, which is way overdue, and I wish him the best that life has to offer, and God knows he deserves it.
My name is Jim Andrikopoulos. I met Andy Anderson Hopson in 1988 through a mutual friend of Irv Paskowitz, who suggested I look Andy up for a job. This was after his basketball playing days, and he interviewed me and hired me, and I worked for him for 8 years back at Continental Bank, and he promoted me and nurtured me into a manager in the field exam unit, the audit group. We played basketball a little bit, but we mostly played a lot of golf, and so I've known Andy more as a golfer over the last 30 plus years of our lives together. So he told me about this honor, and I was more than happy to be here for him. We've gone through a lot together. He's seen me through quite a bit of life and death and birth and marriage, and we've just had a lot of good times together. And he's a good spirit, a good soul. But we played only a little bit of basketball together, and I remembered more his father on the basketball court and his flamboyance, his father's flamboyance, and always talking, which was kind of not like Andy. Andy was more of a quiet. I called him a like rooster foghorn kind of guy. He when he spoke, it was more pointed and directed, and you knew what he was saying because he chose his words a lot more carefully than perhaps I might, and certainly more carefully than his father did. But so I was, like I said, more than happy to be here for his honor. He's told me a lot about his basketball prowess. Of course, I've looked it up, but I have to imagine the athlete within because I've known him more after his playing days. So very happy to be here. It's an honor to be with him on this special day and to be with you.
My name is Ed Sleeper. I've known Andy for almost 30 years now. I met him back in 1988. He was my first boss, and I worked for him, I should say, for almost 10 years. Been golfing with him for the past 25 years. And so that's how we kind of stay in touch now. We usually golf every Saturday. So we kind of keep in touch still all the time.
Yeah, my name is Ed Hall. I had the fortune of meeting Andy Hopson about 38 years ago, and that was after he completed his stint of playing basketball in Belgium. He became a CPA, and we worked together at Bank of America for a number of years.
Miss an opportunity here. I'm sorry to be confused, but I just really want to make an impression tonight. This is a 20-plus win season for Coach Burkett until he's in 28-4 this year.
Anderson Hopson Jr. See, they stick around for you here tonight. Did not play organized basketball until making the Chicago-Washington varsity team as a junior. Man, that's a great story here. Didn't play till junior?
Yeah, that's right.
You still got some game left in you.
One of the all-time leading rebounders.
Averaged 15 points, 15 rebounds. Then scored 23 points, grabbed 22 rebounds. Anderson accepted a scholarship to Oklahoma State where he averaged 14 rebounds per game. Wow. 3 seasons of varsity eligibility. Was the only player in Oklahoma State history to average a double-double in his career. So this guy is an example for all coaches that if you have a kid whining that didn't make the team, freshman or sophomore year, tell him about Anderson Hopson Jr. from Chicago, Washington. He only averaged 14 rebounds in Division I college basketball and didn't start playing basketball till his junior year. How about that?
Here we are at the end of the induction to the Hall of Fame ceremony for basketball in the state of Illinois. And I'd like to thank everybody who made this day possible. There's too many to thank at this moment, but I must say that it's been an honor to be here. to be able to receive this award. And this award was not made just by what I did. There's a lot of people that's behind what I've received today, whether it's former teammates, parents, friends, and people along the way that's helped me on this life journey. And I appreciate everything that everybody has meant to me in my life, and I wish everybody the best.